What's up guys and welcome. You are watching Fazi Fitness. So out of all the guys who made their pro debuts in the men's open bodybuilding last year, Vito probably was the one with the most anticipation because so many of us knew him even before he turned pro because he was always known for having those massive quads and his insanely taper even before turning pro. Now Vito has made some tremendous improvements in the last 2 years or so, and I believe this is the year he can shock the entire bodybuilding world. I think he will. And the reason is everything about his last offseason, which started after Detroit Pro last year. That just went ideal. He was able to put on so much size, so much muscle on that frame. And that too while keeping his waistline in check, all his classic lines intact. And he kept things very clean, even at the peak of his offseason. And based on how impressive Vito looked in his rookie year, which was last year, I can only imagine how he's gonna look like with all that added size, all that new muscle, and all that new mass. And that too in all the right areas. So he's now less than 6 weeks out of his next show, his comeback show, which by the way is gonna be the Arnold Brazil. And again I have got to say, just look at the size of those quads. More thickness and more hamstrings drop, especially in comparison to last year, which we all know is gonna look absolutely bonkers on the stage. Now, so far the only big name who has committed to doing this upcoming Arnold Brazil, that is Vito. But there is a chance that a guy like Carlos Thomas Jr., he also shows up to battle there, which is gonna be a treat for all of us bodybuilding fans. Now, I'm pretty sure Vito is gonna make it to the Olympia stage this year, but do let me know what you guys think. So Hostile just dropped some Sherpa-lined zip-up hoodies and forced hooded jackets. So do check them out and use the code Fazi10 to get 10% extra discount. So we are all gonna miss Hadi Stuff, the reigning Arnold champion, on the stage this year. But do not worry, he's working for a greater good, for the bigger goal, and that goal is winning back his Olympia title. Now Hadi Stuff is famous for doing those insane heavy drop sets, and this one right here, which is the latest one, through his social media. Just looking at that just makes your knee kind of hurt, as the man started with 6 plates and he went all the way down to 2 plates. Now Hadi Stuff is far from done. Considering the Olympia last year, that wasn't the best of him, and still he was tied with Samson Dauda after the prejudging. Now he has always been a bit soft from the back, other than the Arnold Ohio last year. Now I cannot believe I'm saying that, because this is Hadi Stuff we are talking about. But this statement is kind of true, because if we compare Hadi's front to his back, there is just a lot of difference, especially in the conditioning aspect. Now will Hadi try to come in bigger for this year's Mr. Olympia? Because based on his statement after the Olympia last year, I think he will be more focused to come in a bit bigger, to put on more size, because the most ripped guy, he did not win the competition. And that was the sentiment of Hadi Stuff. The guy with the best overall package won the Olympia last year. Now I still think that the results of the Olympia would have been different if Hadi Stuff showed up with that same physique as he did for the Arnold Ohio last year, because that was his all-time best. And that's the one with a bit more size in the back is what Hadi Stuff must be aiming for. Guys, Gorilla Wear is offering a massive discount of up to 70% right now. Use the code Fazi10 to get 10% extra discount. If Mike Sommerfeld is the next phase of classic physique, and everyone just keeps on complaining that he isn't classic enough, or he isn't classic at all, which by the way I totally disagree with, why can't we consider a guy like Matt Greco in this discussion of being the new face of classic physique? Because in the words of Chris Aceto, his coach, the man is peeled out of his mind. The condition that Matt Greco is about to bring to this year's Arnold stage, that is what makes him extremely dangerous. And I believe the only pose that is really gonna hold him back, that is the back double biceps. Now I do not know whether the camera is placed at an angle here, because this definitely is making his upper body look way too small than his legs, which are looking so huge. Now can Matt be considered the dark horse for this year's Arnold? Can he place as high as top 3? Well, his training partner, the former Miss Olympia, Derek Lunsford, seems to be so impressed with Matt's progress that he said Matt is gonna be top 5 at this upcoming Mr. Olympia this year. Now that is a very bold statement right there, But you cannot deny the fact that Matt's physique, that has changed probably the most out of all the guys in classic physique division in the last 2 years or so. And we have to keep in mind the judges did like what they saw at the Olympia last year, as he was able to make top 10. So what do you guys think of Matt's physique? Is he looking good enough for top 3 or maybe top 5? Or do let me know what you guys think, how high can he place at this year's Arnold? Next up, we have an update from Urs. Now, he is entering this upcoming Arnold, and this is the first time he's skipping the Arnold since 2022. But do not think for a second that the man is slacking even a little bit. He is doing all the off-season work to get better with every passing day, so that he can be a big contender to win this year's Classic Physique Miss Olympia title. So this is probably his second time with Hany Rambod to train arms this year, which by the way has been the biggest weakness of Urs for all these years. And I have got to say he has brought them up a lot to a great extent since 2021, the year he made his Olympia debut. But this will be a defining year for Urs, as this is the first time he is taking the full year off to focus on just one show, the Olympia in October. Now he does look pretty damn big in the off-season, but he stays very lean, and the thing is he has to, otherwise he won't be able to make that weight cutoff if he goes too big in the off-season, and he knows he has to make that classic physique weight cutoff. Now most of us were just focused on Sebum versus Mike Sommerfeld at the Olympia last year, but Urs also shocked everyone at this past Miss Olympia, because only a handful of people out there, they had him in their top 3. Because he got beat by Breon in his last show, which was the Arnold UK. So no one expected him to beat a guy like Ramondino and also Wesley Bezos. So we are expecting to see Urs at his all-time best at the Olympia this year. And we know he has got the automatic qualification by placing top 3 in 2024. So what do you guys think? Can Urs win Classic Physique Miss Olympia title? Next up, we have the off-season physique update from Brett Wilkin. So just a few more pounds, and Brett is gonna be touching 280 pounds. And that is just unreal, how some of these guys, they continue to push their career's heaviest body weights, while being so damn lean at their heaviest ever body weight. So a few of the off-season physique updates that Brett has posted in these past few weeks, they are just so good, it kind of throws us off. Because he isn't supposed to look like 6 weeks out of the show at this point in time, when the man is deep in the off-season. So this is Brett's first time working with Stefan as his coach, and considering him and Martin-Fitzwater, they are best friends as well as training partners. It was written on the wall that Brett is gonna continue his career with Stefan as his coach. So this is gonna be a very anticipated Olympia debut this year, because the man is a seasoned pro, and he was supposed to make his Olympia debut back in 2023, because if things with his health did not run wrong, his Olympia debut would have already happened, because the man was getting ready up until 6 weeks out of the Olympia that year, as he did win his first pro show by the end of 2022. So with a full off season under his belt, this is gonna be a very formidable physique, because he can get insanely shredded, and if they can somehow put on 5 to 10 pounds of solid muscle on that frame, which by the way is the plan for Brett, this is gonna be a dangerous physique right here. Because Brett, when he was just a few weeks out of the Legion Sports last year, he was looking so deadly. But that size has yet to translate on the stage. So hit the thumbs up button if you liked the video, and smash the subscribe button if you wanna come back for more. Thanks for watching.